Hey guys, this is Larry. I'm gonna be reading you guys a story that I wrote. Um, it's a fan fiction. So, the fan fiction I'm gonna be reading you guys is called The Friendship Troopers, and this this story is based on My Little Pony Friendship's Magic. So, it's a fan fiction from that. So I hope you enjoy it. Some of you bronies and Pegasisters out there. Alright, here we go. Chapter 1. Long ago in the land of Equestria, there was 6 mares. Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Rarity. They protected all of Equestria and kept the peace. But a new evil had came about. The 6 mares tried to defeat the army, called the Jackals, but sadly, the 6 mares were defeated. Before they were almost been captured, Princess Leslie and Princess Luna came to their aid. The 2 princesses took them to safety. After that, the 6 mares and Princess Leslie and Luna and Cadance sat in the throne room in Twilight's castle. They talk to each other, trying to recap on what's going on and how to stop it. Just hope you know, my female voice is a little bit rusty, so uh, try not because I don't have any voice actors for my story, so yeah. So if if the elements of harmony can't stop these things, then what will? Twilight cried. The ponies looked at each other with confusion and fear. Even the princesses were worried about the situation. Then Rainbow says, I can't do her fit. I hope I could do her voice right. um um I don't think I could do it. Since the helmets won't work on those monsters, I'll fight them with my speed. Princess Celestia answered her. You are fast, Rainbow Dash, but however, there's too many of them. You could probably take out 10 of them, but their weapons are more advanced than our royal guards. They have mini cannons that can shoot you down in an instant. Rainbow Dash sat down with her hooves crossed. Then Applejack asked, what about their origin? Then Twilight asked Applejack, what do you mean, AJ? Applejack took a deep breath and said, since equestrian magic won't work on them, maybe their weakness could be where they came from? Twilight thought about it, so did the others. And then Twilight said, Applejack, you're a genius. Ah, shucks. I just guessed, said Applejack. Princess Lesia said, it might work, but do be careful because you will be out of our reach for our help. Twilight and the others said, okay, Princess. So the 6 ponies are getting ready for their mission. Chapter 2. The 6 ponies were walking in the Everfree forest and had came across a portal. The ponies looked at it. The, the portal looks beautiful, like a baby blue sapphire, said Rarity. Twilight asked, Okay, girls, you ready? And all of them said yes. So the main six walked in the portal. When they did, they popped out at the other side, and the ponies were in a forest of some sort. Um, where are we? Fluttershy asked. And Twilight answered, I don't know, Fluttershy. So the main six started to walk on a path that they found. While they were walking, they heard noises. It was the same noises. It was the same noises that the jackals made with mini cannons. So Twilight went to investigate where it was coming from. When Twilight looked, she saw these things. They that are like the jackals but different. They had different symbols on their armor, different behavior, and different voices. But that's not the only thing that surprised her. What surprised her the most is them fighting the jackals. They are probably enemies, Twilight thought to herself. Twilight turned to her friends and said, Girls, I think I found what can help us. So, when the noises stopped, Twilight checked it out again, and the beans with different symbols were still there. She knew that they were different and they were different from the jackals and defeated them because the jackals retreated. So she tried to go talk to them, but Applejack stopped her in her tracks and asked, Do y'all think that's a great idea, Sugar Cube? Then Twilight asked, Well, unless you have a better idea. Then Applejack asked again, How do we even know that we can't trust them? While Twilight and Applejack were arguing, one of the beans came and saw ponies. He said, Sir, you may want to check this out. The leader answered. He walked towards the bush and saw ponies. Two were arguing, and the others were watching the ones that were arguing. The leader was creeped out at first. I know I would, seeing ponies in my world. I would be creeped out as well. He was creeped out at first, seeing talking ponies. So the leader started to walk towards them until he stepped on a twig. The ponies looked at him with fear. The leader took off his helmet and said, Don't worry. I'm not gonna hurt you. Then the ponies looked at him and started to calm down. The leader said, My name is Leston. What's yours? Then Twilight finally answered. My name is Twilight. Sparkle. This is Applejack, Fluttershy, Raindash, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie. Chapter 3. It's nice to meet you all, Leston smiled. Twilight asked Leston, Can you help us? Then Leston answered, Sure, but first we need to get out of here. Get out of this area. It's not safe. Twilight nodded, so did the ponies, and the troops walked to safety. When they were in a safe area, Twilight asked Leston, What are you? What are you? Leston answered with a proud voice, We are humans, as you could see, and we are part of the UN. The UN is United Nations, but our military corps is called Titans. So you could call us the UN Titans. United Nations Titans. Yes. So we fight the jackals to save our world, and a lot of them have been fleeing. So the war is almost over. Then Twilight said, They are fleeing in our world, Leston. They are hurting and killing a bunch of ponies. Leston let out a then said, Hey Nixon, do you think that has something to do with the anomaly earlier? Twilight and the others were confused and confused a little bit. And then Twilight asked, What anomaly? Well, it's a portal on it's a portal on the other side. Maybe that's where the jackals are coming to your world from, Nixon explained. Then Twilight said, We should go and stop them. Maybe, but you can't do it by yourselves. You don't know the landscape, and since your world is under attack, we will be more than happy to help you, said Leston. Then Twilight asked Leston, So you're going to help us? And he said, Yes, so did his friends and their men. Chapter 4. So when dawn had broke out, Twilight and her friends came to the village with the troops surrounding them, creating the protective circle. If you're wondering what a protective circle is, a protective circle is when the men circle a prize artifact or priceless stuff or people that they're protecting, or in this case ponies that they're protecting. So they create a circle around the ponies to protect them. They came to the village and it was abandoned. A perfect ambush site. The ponies and the troops walked to the village, but there were birds tweeting. So, which means the jackals are not near. Did all of them left to Equestria? Asked Mike. No. There should be some guarding the portal, Leston answered. And sure enough, there were 2 jackals guards. Leston ordered the sniper to take them out. Pop 1 jackal down. Pop 2 jackal down. So which means the 2 jackals are now down and destroyed. They were taken care of after they were taken care of. After they taken out the guards, they went to the portal, and Nixon asked Leston, do you think we should do this? I mean, there's no way back after this. Then Leston answered, I know, but you don't have to come if you don't want to. Are you kidding me, Leston? You're like a brother to me. I'll even fight in hell by your side. So, all of the 3 billion troopers walked in the portal with the main 6. Oh man, that's a big ass army. When the troops and the ponies went through the portal, they were on a mountaintop. When they were on the mountain, Saber said, "Whoa! Guys, you may want to see this." So Leston looked and saw that Ponyville was under attack. Oh. Chapter 5. After they saw Ponyville was under attack, Leston asked Twilight, "What's your order, Princess?" And Twilight was crying and couldn't say anything until she took a breath. Have 18 of your men. Save the ponies and have the rest to get these evil creatures out of Ponyville," said Twilight. Leston nodded and ordered his 18 men to help the main 6 to save the ponies of Ponyville. Then he led the other troops to take down the jackals in the area. So they fired their blasters, pum 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 boom pum 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 pow pum pum pum, at the jackals until they had left. The jackals. When the jackals left, the troopers stayed in Ponyville. After the Battle of Ponyville, the troops helped the ponies to rebuild and repair the houses. Since the humans are tall, they are a great help for ponies with high places. When every pony was busy, Leston was called to Twilight's castle. "You wanted to see me, princesses, sis?" Okay, I have no idea what's plural with princesses. I have no idea. So, asked Leston. "Yes, Leston, we called you here because we have a mission for you," said Twilight and Princess Celestia. Then Leston asked, "What do you need done?" Then Twilight answered, "Well, since your army is very big, we're going to have to split it up into groups of your own choosing." Then Leston bowed his head. "Will do, your highnesses." Then Leston left. Twilight came with him. "Princess Twilight?" asked Leston. "Yes, Leston, and you don't have to keep on calling me Princess. Me and you are pretty much friends now." "I have a plan," said Leston. Then Twilight looked at at him with interest. What is it, Leston? Then Leston grabbed a journal from his tent and started doodling. Doodling. We can split the arm. We could split the army into the 6 battalions, and each battalion will be named the Sparkle Battalion, the Apple Battalion, the Pinky Battalion, the Rarity Battalion, the Rainbow Battalion, and the Flutter Battalion. Each with a commander. Then Twilight said, That sounds like a good idea. Then Leston said, well, since we will be protecting all Equestria and going to keep the peace, we'll probably be called the Friendship Troopers. And Twilight looked at his sketch and said, That is a great plan, but how are we going to do that? And Leston answered with a smile, Let Jack handle the armor. Then Twilight asked, But how can he do it in 2 days? Leston answered, Well, Jack is a forger. He could basically build anything out of basically anything. You name it. Sand, rocks, grass, trees, water. Yes, water. And rocks. And clouds. Even though he's not Pegasus, he can still grab a cloud somehow. And he is very talented that he could actually clone himself with his magic to cut down some time. Then Twilight calmed down and said, "Okay." So Jack started with his armor, and he started to clone himself 45 times, and then started to work. He was recycling their old armor, and started to make them with Equestrian metal for other reasons, and singing an old human song, "I Love Rock and Roll" by Joan Jett. So he finished by morning. So the battalion assignment started 9:00 a.m. In the morning, Leston, Nixon, Jack, Mike, Keys, and Saber were in front of the princesses. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop right there, and I'll continue with the story tomorrow.